करुणापूर्णसुधाब्धे कबलितघनविश्वरूपकिरणावल्या अरुणाचलपरमात्मन् अरुणो भव चित्तकञ्जसुविकासाय ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Okay, we'll start with number 10. हृत्स्थले मनः स्वस्थता क्रिया भक्तियोगबोधाश्च निश्चितम् वायुरोधनाल्लीयते मनः जालपक्षिवत् रोधसाधनम् चित्तवायवश्चित्क्रियायुताः शाखयोर्द्वयी शक्तिमूलका. That's where we were. वायवः चित्क्रियायुताः शाखयोः द्वयी शक्तिमूलका. Both two sentences, very simple sentences. The chit and the vayu are what? They are endowed with the capacity of knowledge and the capacity to do kriya. Chit and kriya yutaha. And what are both of these? They have a common parent. And the common parent is what? Shakti. Why I am saying parent? Shakti Moolaka. Moola means root. They have a common source, a common root, a common base. So there are two branches coming from the same root. What is the root? Shakti. What kind of Shakti? Ishvara's Shakti. Why do you call it Maya Shakti? We will look into it a little later, probably. But understand one thing. Shakti cannot, Shakti means a capacity, a power, an ability. This Shakti cannot be seen independent of a Shaktiman. Shaktiman, one who has the Shakti. So, if I want to see a capacity, the capacity is not an independent thing. It's not an independent reality. It is only seen as an attribute of one who is endowed with that capacity. So, where do you see, for example, intelligence? You don't see intelligence per se. You see intelligence in an intelligent person. You don't see strength per se. You see strength in a person. So you don't see color just like that. You see color in a thing. You understand the idea? So once I say Shakti, next question should be what? Shaktiman kaha. Who is the Shaktiman? That brings us back to Ishvara. All right? Now, when you see a person, do you know what capacity he has? It's not seen, it's not evident. But if he displays it, you will see. If you play with the guy, and if he is a strong guy, he will give you what, then you will know his Shakti. Until then, you don't know his Shakti. So the Shakti is known only when it is manifest. Useful to know this. And Shakti has no being independent of Shaktiman. Therefore, the Shaktiman alone is real. Shakti is only an attribute of a Shaktiman. What kind of an attribute? Not an attribute which is always seen. It is seen now, it is not seen now. I can speak. Not apparent now. Now it's apparent. Now it's not apparent. So, which means speaking is not an inherent thing to me. Speaking is not an inherent thing in me. I can speak. When do you know I can speak? When I'm not dumb, when I open up. If not, you don't know. Same way, Shakti is also evident only when it is manifest. When you are sleeping, your capacities are not seen. When you wake up, they are seen. Are you Shaktiman? Depends on what time, I ask. Sleeping or apparently. So this Maya is considered to be a bija, which means it's there, it's potentially there, but only is seen when it is seen. You can see it at an individual level and a total level. At a total level, the entire Srishti, the universe, it shows up when this Shakti is apparent. When you look at the universe, you say, from where did this universe come? What capacity must have produced this universe? So there must be somebody with the capacity to produce, to manifest this universe, to create. Create from one way. What we mean is manifest. Alright? So manifesting and unmanifesting is all that is happening in creation and resolution. So both these Shaktis have a common root. When you talk in terms of Shakti, you will say it's Maya Shakti. When you talk in terms of realities, you will say it's Ishvara. So, common to both is what? Ishvara. Which Ishvara? Ishvararpitam Nechaya Kritam. Same Ishvara all the way. We should see that clearly. Since both come from one root, by managing one, the other can be managed. You know? So, if you are able to manage your mind, your breath also will be somewhat managed. Likelihood. But that is not the way we look at it. We look at it as, because breath is easily available for you to take and you can work with it. It's easier, you work with it. Working with the mind is always a little more challenging because you have to work with your mind on your mind. And the mind will take you for a ride. Whereas breath may be easier. So for example, it's quite common to say when you're angry, you can see your breathing is fast. So if you slow down the breathing, the anger also will be less. Your blood pressure is high, they tell you breathe deeply. You know. So if you see anger coming, hey, you do once, by the time anger is half gone. Because anger is impulse, it comes immediately. And it manages. So he said what? Shakayor dvayi shakti mulaka. Right? Then what? Laya vinashane ubhaya rodhane. Laya gatam punar bhavati no mritam. All right. We saw a word laya. Correct? Where did we see that? Vayurodhanat liyate manaha. What did I say is laya? I said resolution. And I said it's not seen. Better meaning, after rethinking it a little, better meaning is it thins down. It thins down. Like thick now becomes thin. You made one coffee decoction, now you add water, it is thinned down. You have a thinner decoction. Okay? Thinned down. Linj dhatu. I'm going with dhatu. Linj dravikarane, to melt. If something is solid, you first melt it a little. Okay? What I told you earlier is not wrong, but this may fit better in the context of this verse now. Therefore, I am modifying the meaning slightly. Okay? Now, there are two words here. He says, Laya vinashane, ubhaya rodhane. Laya, one word. I told you, whittling down, thinning down, weakening. See, if you look at the word Upanishad, the word Upanishad, how do we derive that word Upanishad? Upa plus ni, two prefixes and one root called Shad. What does Shad mean? That root has three meanings. What are the three meanings? Visharana, Avasadana, Gati. Visharana, Avasadana, Gati. What do we translate those three words as? Three meanings as? Weakening, loosening, completely rooting out, and movement. So, anartha ratan, visharayati. Then, the ajnanam, unmulayati, avasadayati. Then, brahma gamayati. What does it mean? The old tendencies, the wrong notions, etc., first it weakens. Very strongly they are rooted. You weaken them first. After weaken them, what do? You can uproot them. And after uprooting, what happens? Then you recognize I am Brahman. This is all avidya. Avidya is weakened. Hold of avidya is weakened. Avidya means this not knowing who I am. The truth. Weaken that hold of that. Because it is so strong that this much is me. It has to first be weakened. Then you can remove it. Then the last one, Gamanam, really is not Gamanam. There is no going to Brahman. You just, when it's complete, avidya is gone, you recognize plainly, I am Brahman. But then, since we have seen what, from life to life you have a gati. You remember, you can end up in Indra's place or you can end up in the frying pan. They are both called what? Gati. So this gati, since we are used to, what happens if you get moksha? What is the gati? There is paramagati. What is that? You go to Brahman as though. So these are the steps. Now we have to see the same here. So he's saying, one second. Vayurodhanat, okay, that's done. Okay. Laya vinashane, ubhaya rodhane. Rodhana, I told you, is some kind of negating, stopping. Here, the way it's looked at is this. Laya, I said weakening. Okay, let me modify it further now. I'm trying to find the right way to say it. I'm sorry? Later. Questions like this later, okay? Leen ho jana. Correct, that's what it means. Hindi meaning. But tatsam shabd bol rahe na. Tatsam tadbhav shabd dono meaning samajh nahi aata hai. So we'll deal with it. See, what's happening here is this. Now, you have something that is a temporary disappearing. A temporary disappearing and a permanent disappearing. So for example, better example maybe, I have an ailment. So you give me a medicine. I have an ailment which is manifesting as a very bad headache. You give me a paracetamol. What happens now? Headache is gone. But the cause for it is not gone. It's still there. Headache? Leenaha. Understand now, Leena? It's not there, but not nashtaha. It's not gone. See why I'm having difficulty? Nasha is adarshanam. Leena is dravikaranam. We have to see the difference. What's the meaning? The meaning here is this. Even though prana bandhana, when you manage to use your pranayama or pranavikshana to quieten the quietened mind doesn't stay quiet forever. In fact, it is not even at the level of the mind. You are quiet because the mind is quiet. But when the mind comes back, you no longer can say, I am quiet. How you quieten the mind doesn't count. You quieten the mind, but the quietening is temporary. And it is not really quietening the mind, you have quietened yourself. You are okay right now. I am okay now. Why? Because my mind is not troubling me. After a while, what will happen? Because it has only been laya. Laya means it's temporary. It's a temporary disabling. It's a temporary obstruction, rodha. Therefore, when the drug's time runs out, headache manifests again. You have a certain activity time for it, 6 hours, 8 hours, whatever. When that time is over, headache comes again. Again you take a paracetamol. Again it goes. Then you realize what? 10 days are over. Headache keeps coming. Nasha is not happening. Now what do you want? You want nasha. You don't want headache to come back. Let it go, but not come back. Here also what? When mind is quiet, I am okay. When mind comes back, I am not okay. What do I want? I want that quiet all the time. So I want to destroy the mind for good. Nasha. The word nasha here is destroy it for good. It should not come back. Okay? So one is a temporary disablement. Second is a permanent removal. Therefore I said, you look at the two words as visharana, avasadana. Connecting them. Alright? So now what happens? Can you destroy the mind? This is a very common phrase. Mano nasha. They will use this expression, mano nasha. Means destroy the mind. If your mind is destroyed, mind means antahkarana. If your antahkarana are destroyed, are you around? No. Who will destroy and what will you do with it? So you cannot talk the mind being destroyed literally. So destruction here is not destruction. I will destroy the chain. How? By seeing there is no chain. The chain is intact. The chain is intact. But what do I see? What is the weight of this chain? Let's say it's 5 grams. What is the weight of the gold that went into the chain? 5 grams. What is the weight of the chain? Weightless chain? Right? What is the touch of the chain? Gold. What is the color of this chain? Gold. What is there other than gold? No. Where is chain? Where is chain? You show me chain, I don't see chain. You show me a chain. If you show me a chain, I will ask you, is there only chain or gold also? Some of you, it's a gold chain. What do you mean by gold chain? Are there two things, gold and chain? You tell me, which one thing is there? Chain. If it is chain, then if chain alone is there, then I will take away the gold, you keep the chain. What have I done? I have destroyed the chain. You understand? Not physically. I have destroyed the chain in your understanding of its reality. You think the chain is a reality. You don't even see gold actually. Look, you think this is a golden bangle. What is the adjective? Golden. What is the noun? Substantive? Bangle. What is the relationship between substantive and noun? Noun should be able to exist without an adjective. It's a qualification. Like I was saying, there is a person with a long hair. Now, suppose I take off the fellow's hair. Person exists or not? Suppose you say, there's a, now how to make an adjective of person? I don't know. Still person is noun. You understand what I'm saying? Can you imagine now that a person is the adjective and hair is the noun? Which means hair can be there without the person. That will only be in Tirupati when you cut. Alright? But the fact is, noun and adjective is the problem. So what should you call this? You should call bangly gold. Because gold is a substantive. This is what? Chainy gold. Earringy gold. Okay? What have I done? I have converted what was mistakenly taken to be an attribute to the noun, and what was taken as the substantive to be the attribute. In the process, I have destroyed the reality of the chain. Are you with me? This should be very clear. Vinasha is not destruction by doing something. Even if you try to destroy this chain really, what will be remaining? You cannot destroy the gold. But the chain need not be destroyed to see it is gold. You do not need to break the chain or melt it to see it is gold. You need not break this pot to see it is clay. You need not destroy the mind to destroy the mind. Is that clear? Then how will it be destroyed? By seeing that the mind, just like the chain has no being apart from gold, which part of the chain is gold? Which part of the chain is gold? Here, suppose I have, suppose I say, look at this. Which part of it is golden? You find he is wearing a necklace. That is gold. Remaining is not golden. He has got a blue turban and he's got a red dress. Parts. Now I'm asking, which part of the bangle is gold? It's not a part. The whole of it, the whole of the bangle is nothing but gold. Correct? Without seeing gold, I take it for a bangle. No, I see the gold. I know it's a golden bangle. Adjective, substantive problem. You have taken what really counts to be an adjective. Why? Because your commitment is to the form. Commitment is the form. Any object has a cause. Any object you see has a cause. When you look at an effect, the effect, if you say, is real. To destroy the effect's reality, what do I need to do? I only make sure you understand it is caused. I won't even say it has cause. It has a cause. It is caused. What do you mean? The cause alone manifests as the effect. Cause alone manifests as the effect. So what is the effect? What is the effect? Bangle. The bangle is gold. Then can I use the same word gold for both this and this? I can. But then how do I distinguish these two? Both are gold. I say, bring me gold. Which one you bring me? You brought this, I wanted this. Problem. Because what do my eyes objectify? Gold also. But more specifically, it objectifies this earring. And I wanted an earring. I said, bring me gold. You brought me this. Then I said, no, bring me gold. You brought me this. No, bring me gold. You brought me this. How many other things do you have in the gold store? How are we going to do business? Therefore, we decide. We all decide together. Look, if it looks like this, let's call it a bangle. If it looks like this, gold. In this form, let's call it a chain. In this form, let's call it a earring. Who can talk of these? When you have eyes, I have eyes. Now we have a common index. When looked at through the eyes, gold can appear in these forms. Alright? Suppose it was a person with no eyes, only touch. You would have to explain it in some way. He would be made to touch like this. Okay, you know what? This is called bangle. His view of the bangle is very different than my view with eyes. But he still knows this touch, unique touch, is bangle. And this touch, somehow he has to feel it. He has to feel it all the way and make sure he comes back to the starting point with no breaks and he knows, that's called a chain. So his view of the chain is very different than mine. He doesn't even know it goes like this. But he knows there is something. So, therefore, we can use the word chain, we can use the word bangle to be more specific. In which form I want gold. But the reality of these, reality is what? This is appearance. Nama is appearance. What is reality? Reality is, we have to understand reality. Our definition of reality normally is what? What I see, what I perceive is real. Is this chain real? Yes. Is this bangle real? Yes. Now I say, is the gold real? Yes. Two realities are not allowed. Which is real? Gold or bangle? Gold or chain? You have to choose. If you say chain, I will show you that it is not real. I will break it in a moment. Therefore, what is real? We define real as that which cannot be negated. Now we are going from a kind of informal or an avidyavan definition of reality to the Vedic definition of reality. What is reality now? Trikalepi tishtati iti sat. That which is present in all three periods of time. What is all three periods of time? Now, past, and future. Means there is never a time when it will not be. There is never a time when it was not. Right now also it is. This is my definition of truth. Sat, Satyam. Then what is absolutely not there? Tucham. Like what? The hair on the bald man's head. See, we should use examples differently sometimes so you understand. Otherwise, you will use the same examples and you won't understand the meaning. So we will say tortoise hair. Right? Or we will say Vandhyaputra. Vandhyaputra is a little difficult these days. You have too many advancements of science. So Vandhyaputra means a woman who never gave birth. Not only that, she will still be called a mother because man got married another time. All troubles can happen. So better to say, see our standard example what? Shasha Shringaha. Rabbit's horn. Not rhino's horn. Rabbit's horn. What does it show? Typically, or another example, good example, a square circle. How will you have a square circle? It's an impossibility. And every such impossibility typically will be a compound. two things which cannot be combined, you make a compound. You will find its impossibility. This is called what? Tucham. Atyanta asat. Is this tucham? You will not perceive tucham. It cannot be perceived. It is perceived or not? It is perceived. Therefore, it is not tucham. Is it forever? Was it there before it came into form of bangle? No. Will it be there later, forever? No. Therefore, it is not satyam. What is the reality of this bangle then? I need a reality word. I need a word which tells me to talk. I have only two words in the language generally. Sat, asat. But this is neither sat nor asat. Then you need a third word, not for the object, but for the reality status of the object. Sat asadbhyam anirvachaniyam cannot be categorically said to be real, nor can it be said to be unreal. What is that word? We'll call it mithya. What do you call it? Mithya. What does mithya mean? Mithya means that which is not enjoying an independent existence. It exists, but not an independent existence. It has a dependent existence. This is clear? This is bread and butter. Without this, anything I talk afterwards won't make sense to you. So be very clear about this. Mithya in the language, unfortunately, also has the meaning of false. But when we use the word mithya, typically it will be in the sense of dependent reality. And if I go all the way, what is false also is a dependent reality. Even the horn of a hare or the hair on a bald man's head is a dependent reality. Dependent on what? Dependent on somebody who uses that word. You cannot have a word, you cannot say it doesn't exist unless you have somebody who says that. Without a basic reality which cannot be denied, nothing can exist. Even an imagined thing cannot exist. To say it's imagined, you need somebody. Therefore, we are okay either way, it's mithya. But what is important? This is what? Mithya. Status of reality. This is not mithya. The status of reality of the bangle is mithya. Status of reality of chain is mithya. Status of reality of pot, mithya. What will have status of mithya? Anything that is born in time. Effect. Karyam. Karya means that which came into being. Kriyate iti karya. It's made. It came into being. If it came into being, from what did it come into being? It came to being from something, right? What is that? That becomes its reality. Did that come into being? Then its father or mother becomes its reality. Right? So now, where did this t-shirt come from? It's an effect. This t-shirt wasn't there before. It was stitched. From what? From fabric. So what is the status of this t-shirt? Mithya. What is the reality of this t-shirt? Fabric. Now, fabric also was produced in the mill. What is its status? Mithya. What was its reality? Let us say yarn. Yarn also was produced. Yarn is also, status is mithya. Then what is its reality? Threads. Threads also were produced from cotton. Now, what is the distance between my t-shirt and fabric? T-shirt is fabric. What is the distance between fabric and yarn? Fabric is yarn. What is the distance between t-shirt and yarn? 2 steps away? T-shirt is yarn. What is the distance between t-shirt and cotton? 4 steps away? Straight away, you can touch this and say, oh, is this cotton, Swami, or silk? How? Because the cotton has anuvritti here. It's here. Okay? It's there all the way. You can't miss it. Now, what is there in the world which is not born? Is there anything in the world which is not born? How do you know it's born, Swami? I don't know. I see this mountain. How do I know it's born or not? Anything you see in time is in time. Anything you see in time, if you see it in time, it is in time. You cannot see it outside time. What is in time? When time goes, what will happen to it? It won't be there. Is time always there for you? In every night, what happens to you? Is there time? Is there space? Is there a world? Time goes. How do you know the mountain was there when you were sleeping? It's only memory that you say it's the same mountain. It's not the same mountain. In fact, the mountain is changing every fraction of a second. There is no time when it is fixed. Time itself brings change. Birth is a change. Growth is a change. For a living being, metamorphosis into an adult is a change. You look at a beautiful butterfly. What was it before? It was this caterpillar, so colorful, wings, and this guy is a slothy fellow, just moves around and so many legs. And this guy has only, 6 legs. And where did this nice proboscis come from? And the color of the caterpillar was green. Butterfly looks brown and black. Monarch butterfly comes out. Where? How did it come? How did it come? I ate chapati which looks brown, rice which looks white. How come my eyes are black? How you don't know? But what do you know? There is no part of this body which is other than an outcome of the food I ate. It's not like go to sun and like plants I photosynthesize. So food alone is manifesting as every part, every color, every sense, every cell, blood, everything is food and water are taken. Therefore, what is the status of the body? Real? Reality status. It is born. It's in time. If it's in time, it is constantly changing in time. How do you know there is a change? There must be something unchanging. Every change indicates an unchanging. You can't miss the unchanging if you see a change. Otherwise, you cannot see a change. You cannot see a change. If you could never ever see your face, you wouldn't know how you look before and how you look now. If you say my face changed, which means it's in time, you saw it, which means it has a birth too, and it will have an end too. Therefore, now you tell me, what is it that you can perceive in the world outside time? Therefore, everything in the world, what's its reality? Is it asat? Tucham? No. Is it sat? Absolutely real? No. Then what is it? Whole jagat, whatever you see is what? Mithya. What is mithya? What is the status of gold? What is the status of bangle? What is the status of t-shirt? T-shirt is nothing but fabric with a given name and form. Given name and form. What is name and form? Knowledge. Name and form is knowledge. So what is this? Material plus knowledge. What is this material? Cotton. What is cotton? Whatever you take that you know is not the reality. How many realities are there then? One you can't see. How many satyams are there? How many real things are there? I can't even see one. But One thing is clear, whatever is in time is not the reality. This physics also talks about by saying there is conservation of mass, which means the basic thing there is no new creation of mass or energy. Correct? Therefore, what is the reality? You cannot see it. You cannot objectify it, because if you objectify it, it will be in time and it will be coming from something else. Shruti has to tell you. Now, apply it to the mind. I have just overextended a little. Mind. Is the mind real? Is it real? Without new definition, is it real? Or the mind also comes and goes? Mind means thoughts. Does it come and go or not? Yes. It goes. Even the I thought, does it come and go or not? Yes. It does. Therefore, is it real? Is it Sat? No. Is it absolutely unreal? No. You see it. When it's there, you see it. Swakale satyavat bhati. In its own time, it appears to be true. Prabodhe sati asat bhavet. When you wake up to its reality, it's not there. Therefore, what is the status of the mind? Mithya. This word you should keep. Mithya is not myth. Mithya is not myth. Myth means what? Oh, there's a, 12-headed dragon which came. Nobody saw it. And this is considered what? Myth. And the myth will be a mythological character, a mythological thing, which need not have been historical. It's just there to convey a point. So if you say it's a myth, means it is imagined. It's just projected. We are not talking of projected. Bangle is not projected. It's not a myth. If this you call a myth, will you call this a myth? If you're willing to call this a myth, I'm happy to call this a myth. No, I am not a myth. And this is also not a myth. It is as real as you are. Your dream has a lower degree of reality than this body. Rope snake has a different degree. What is the different degree? It's subjective reality. You see, therefore it is. But the bangle, it is, therefore I see. This is not your creation. What is this? Not the bangle. Not the bangle. Gold is not your creation. Gold's father is not your creation. The entire Prithvi is not your creation. Whose creation? Ishvara's creation. Ishvara's srishti cannot be negated or destroyed by you. What can you remove? What can you destroy? Your own srishti. What is your srishti? This is real. Destroy it. Nasha. Understand what is Nasha? Adarshanam. Nasha adarshane. Linj dravadi karane. So he has used two words because he wants to show a difference. One is temporary, one is for good. What is sleep called? Laya. What is the whole srishti gone called? Pralaya. Prakarshena liyate iti pralaya. Liyate iti laya. Okay? Means one which is resolved for good, one which is resolved to come back. Okay? Now look at the verse. Laya vinashane ubhaya rodhane. Whether it is laya, a temporary resolution, or it's gone for good, both are what? They are not seen. Rodhane. They are blocked. They are blocked for now. Ubhaya means both. Ubhaya rodhane. Laya vinashane. Laya, temporary resolution. Vinasha, resolution for good. Both are making it not visible now, not available right now. Laya vinashane, ubhaya rodhane. But you know the difference between the two. What is that? Layagatam punaha bhavati. Next sentence. Layagatam punaha bhavati. What has undergone a temporary cessation will come back up. Layagataha punaha bhavati. Then next sentence is what? Nau mritam. No mritam. Three sentences there. Laya vinashane, ubhaya rodhane. Dual. Both are duals there. Therefore, A. Phalam phale phalanivat. Newton. Laya vinashane. So, laya vinashanam is a compound. Layancha vinashamcha. Laya vinashane. Laya vinashane, ubhaya. Both of them are what? Rodhane. Both will obstruct. But what has been temporarily obstructed, laya, will come back. What has been suppressed, the headache, will resurface. That is exactly what we do. When we have a headache in samsara, in the world, we take one paracetamol. What is the paracetamol? The paracetamol is whatever the problem is, either I run away from it or somehow I cover it. Problem is, I am needy. And I think I need this. So I get this, and now for some time, laya. When I then again open my eyes, I see the next pair of earrings, I want that. Therefore, vinasha has not happened. Therefore, there is a difference. Laya vinashane, ubhaya rodhane. One is temporary cessation of samsara, another is permanent cessation of samsara. Between those two, what do I want? I want permanent cessation. Therefore, what did prana do? Prana bandhanat leena manasam, not to nashta manasam. Leena manasam. The mind had only temporarily resolved. Now you shouldn't say mind is permanently resolved. In the real sense. See, there are two orders of reality we are talking. When we are talking with prana, we are talking the apparent resolution where you don't see the mind creating trouble. When we are taking nasha, the mind is up, but you are only rejecting its reality. You see that subtlety there? It's not the same way. In one case, the mind you can perceive is quiet. When nasha happens, whether it is quiet or it is making trouble, both are okay because you see that is not what counts. This is called nasha. So this is called mano nasha. Okay? You will see this word in many other books also, like Jivan Mukti Viveka, etc. You will see this word, mano nasha. So they will say, vasana nashat mano nasha. So they will say you have to remove all the impressions. Nobody can ever remove all the impressions. Impressions will be there till you die. They can't go. So this is again a dream to say I will remove all my thoughts. I will remove all impressions. Impossibilities. You can try. Swamiji, can I not do it with karma yoga buddhi? If I doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. You can do. But I will give you a guarantee, it won't happen. Why? Because it's against reality. And what is real can never be destroyed. Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sata. 2:16 Bhagavad Gita, Bhashya does a wonderful job. The word is and the word not is. Everything which is, anything which is, can never become not is. Not the thing. The is can never become not is. Bangle is. Suppose I crushed it. Crushed bangle is. Suppose the bangle taken away. Missing bangle is. Okay? Suppose I died. You will say, dead body is. Is never goes. What changes? Whatever you add to is. Clay is pot. Clay is small pot. Clay is plate. Gold is earring. Gold is bangle. Chain is bangle. Gold itself, its easiness doesn't belong to gold. Easiness is itself the reality. The substantive is not an object. Substantive is ease. That is called Sat. That is called Sat. Easiness can never be destroyed. What is Asat? Whether it's Mithya is absolutely not there or Mithya is dependent, I don't care. There is Sat all the time. Therefore, what do we want? Pranabandhanat leenamanasam. Sorry. Laya vinashane ubhayarodhane layagatam punarbhavati. Now mritam, it's not dead. Mritam is dead. Laya is not dead. Other one is dead. Dead means, what does definition of dead? Won't come back. Here, definition of dead is won't come back. Medically dead. Won't wake up. Alright? Then how do I kill this mind? Why should you kill the mind? Because you have discovered that your whole world is not the world outside. What is the world? It is the world that you see. If I didn't see or hear you abusing me, it doesn't bother me. You are abusing me, but I didn't hear it. When I hear it, what happens? It bothers me. If I didn't know that I had a cancer, it doesn't bother me. When does it bother me? When I know I have a cancer. So what bothers you? Or what attracts you? Or what repels you? Or what makes you respond? Is what is. What is in what perspective? In what sense? Only when you are aware of what is. Where are you aware of what is? In your mind. So is there anything other than what your mind brings into you? No. Therefore, problem is with what is, you don't accept it. So what is the best way to get rid of it? You see that what you think is really is not. And what really is doesn't change at all. And there is no second thing. Then you have solved the problem. Therefore, what should you do now? Manonasha. Not physically, not by samadhi. See, Manonasha, if you take it literally, Laya is for a short time. Nasha is what? It shouldn't come up. So you try. I did it, so it's like this, If something could fly for 1 minute, now you try to scale up the model. You have to scale it up. It flew all right, like that I read recently. They just have some model in New York wherein they can take carbon dioxide from the air, hydrogen from the air, and they open a tap and they get gasoline. It's amazing to read that, You just take the air, carbon dioxide in the air, water, right? It's hydrocarbons ultimately. So you take it and you can generate gasoline. The machine generates gasoline which you can pour in the car today. Not like ethanol engines where you have to modify the engines to handle ethanol and biofuels need modification of engines. Now you have the same fuel. Why? Because the fuel is hydrocarbons. Hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen you get from water. You break water, you get H2 and O. And you take the carbon dioxide from the air. Carbon you got. So hydrocarbon. You add them together, you have gasoline. Now they say, we have demonstrated this. And we have shown that it works. It's clean fuel. No carbon footprints. Environmentally clean. Happened in New York. And the machine is sitting on some building near Empire State Building. Very interesting. Now the thing is, what do they want next? Can it be commercialized or is it only lab business? You want to scale it up. Same way. I went into Samadhi for 5 minutes. Mano Nasha, Mano Laya I did. Can I scale it up forever? You can't. You have to do manonasha differently. How? By seeing the mithyatvam of the manaha. Okay? So, now he says, 5. I should end my class at 5. We'll stop. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om